Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing that side quest Heralds of Galactus, and we're going to be taking on the epic mode of gameplay, and we are going to be battling the final boss, a mole man. But we're going to be finishing those five. We're going to be taking the path to the left, and we are going to be fighting against those five skill champions before we get to Moorman. We're going to just put the team together. I'm going to bring in a diverse team here. And the interesting thing is we're just going to experiment here with just skill champions for the side quest, on a little bit different than we did yesterday with the side quest. We're going to bring in skill champions only. Not skill champions, sorry, mutant champions only to deal with the skill champions. And this way, with these modes, only mutant champions have a full attack. Anyone else would be having 50% attack. So I suggest for this side quest, bring in only mutant champions for today's side quest. And we're just going to show you some of the synergies here. And we're going to get right into the gameplay. Finish off the five champions, and then we're going to be giving you some tips on Moleman, and I think you're going to really appreciate the tip at the end on how to easily take down Moleman in absolutely no time at all. Anyway, let's get into it. We have our five champions selected, and we are going to go to the left. It seems to be the stronger part anyway. The champions have more health on the left, so we're going to be doing the more difficult part. And we are going to be taking on Electra first. And let's see who we're going to be using against Electra. She does have a lot of bleed, and Omega Red would be great for this quest as well. We're going to bring in Archangel, and I'm going to show you why Archangel is still, in my opinion, the deadliest mutant champion there is. I know Omega Red is good, but he's a little bit more difficult to control. With Archangel, he builds that neurotoxin. Those heavy attacks breaks down the defensive abilities of the champion, and the bleed is just devastating. In my opinion, Archangel is one of the best skill champions, mutant champions on the roster. We're going to be using a diverse set of attacks here, so just the gameplay and just for demo purposes. Let's bring in again Archangel. Now he's going up against Ronan. Ronan is pretty devastating. And you're gonna see just a lapse in concentration with these champions, and they take a lot of damage from any one of these champions in these spots. So be careful not to drop your guard like I just did. And let's see. I haven't hit Ronan in quite a while, and he still took a lot of damage. And that was just to demonstrate how devastating the bleed effects on Archangel is. But don't worry, there is a plan to this crazy showcase of fights today. Colossus, again, very good against bleeds. He's bleed immune. His heavy attacks are devastating. So if you have a Colossus, bring him into the fight. Absolutely no problem. And his heavy attacks are very, very devastating. Next guy up is going to be the guy with the skateboard, Night Thrasher. Again, as you can see, everyone else except the mutant champions, 50% less attack. So we may bring in someone else. Night Thrasher does fire off that that shock. So what we're gonna do is we brought in Night Crawler to fight Night Thrasher. There you go, Night versus Night. Now he has those, you see, that's what I'm talking about. But Night Crawler easily evades any of those airborne missiles, or projectiles I should say. And again, Here we go. Now, Nightcrawler is, as we all know, very annoying to fight on defense with Alliance Wars and stuff like that. He's very, very annoying to fight. And he's easier to fight when he's awakened. But this Nightcrawler is not awakened. So we stay in that evade mode for as long as possible without switching styles. And as you can see, I'm taking very little or no damage. He's just down to 84%. And we already have Night Thrasher almost out. And he is able to take some hits, so he's pretty durable. And again, just evade, evade, evade. I'm just dexing here. And then here we go. And we're going to go in for the kill with the next blow. And that's it. Night Thrasher is down. Remember, all of these fights are relatively simple. And again, if you do not have champions to take on Epic or Herald mode gameplay, and you could take in champions and do the lower gameplays and still get rewards. So rank up your champions as much as possible, but you really want to stay around and listen to the tips on how to beat Mole Man with absolute ease. That's coming up on the next two fights. Here we go. Elsa Bloodstone, again a lot of bleed. Again, Colossus can take the damage because he's bleed immune. He has those. Anytime you fire off SP1 like this, he builds more shield and armor, sorry. So here we go. Absolutely tank all of this damage. No problem at all. Colossus is really, really fun to play. And he is really one of the stronger mutant champions as well. Mutant class has a lot of very good champions. Now we're going to bring in and showcase the champions against the man himself. No superpowers, but still the best in the game. Don't ask me how this happened. But Nick Fury is absolutely devastating. So we're going to bring in Omega Red. As you can see, we take that bleed on. I am not running suicide, so this is just pure straight up Omega Red. We fire off the heavy to keep the spores on Nick Fury even while he's away. So you want to fire off the heavies as much as possible. We fired off the SP2 to take him down and do some damage. But again, the reason I'm saying Archangel is a little better than even Omega Red is because if you're not able to heal in time, or you get hit with one of these shots, Omega Red is going to take a lot of damage. And a lot of people can take him out. And he needs to have those spores on, and it needs time to do damage over time. Whereas you have a little bit more control with Archangel. Now, this guy is completely bleed immune. He's not going to take the damage. Colossus, in this case, is going to be a better champion to come up against Nick Fury. Because Nick Fury hits so hard that he can easily take out the other champions. But he needs that bleed working all of the time. Whereas with a Colossus, he cannot bleed Colossus, and Colossus is going to wreck him every single time. So again, as good as Omega Red is in this matchup, Colossus is a better matchup for him. Now, we're going to wreck some champions here, and we are going to show you what not to do with Mole Man. Mole Man, I think the worst mode here is the Hurt Locker. You cannot use two specials attacks in a row, so do not use SP1 and then SP1. Make sure you mix it up, SP1 then SP2. Never use the same two attacks. And then if either champion has not made contact in 8 seconds, both champion gain a shock debuff. So a shock immune champion would be good as well. But again, you have to not make contact within 8 seconds to worry about that. So I believe Emma Frost is shock immune, so she would be a good choice. But we're just going to run through these other champions here and just show you the gameplay. Now, what you don't want to do with Mole Man is this. Again, you see the evades fail, and when he's blocking, you do not want to run into his block because he goes unstoppable. Do not, again, let me repeat that, do not hit into Mole Man's block. If he's blocking, stay away and bait him into the attack. Here we go. Or you can intercept, that's fine, but do not hit into his block when he's blocking. As you can see, we did not hit into his block. You know, you're gonna see it again. You can intercept, no problem. And the shock. Run into him when he lands that blow to the floor. And he's climbing up on the monster's back. That's when you want to attack. And again, we missed the parry on that shock there, and we were wrecked. So again, we're going to go into Emma Frost now, and then I'm going to show you the champion that is going to absolutely wreck Mole Man. Now you're going to see. I'm going to test that shock. We're gonna fire. Oh, there you go. We try not to block. You do not run into his block here. We backed off, no problem. You can attack him now. Once he's going up on the back, we're gonna fire off the SP1. That puts a power sting. He's gonna fire off the shock. And again, we are taking a lot of damage. So that did not work with Emma because she was not in the diamond form. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to revive the champions really quickly. And then I'm going to use the one champion I'm telling you is going to wreck Mole Man in absolutely no time at all. So who is that champion? Could you guess? All right, so we need revives. I only have 80 units. What I'm going to do quickly is I am going to revive the team by quickly spinning out some of these crystals here. Maybe we get lucky and we get one of the punishers. We're gonna spin up 100 units here. Battleships, I'm sorry. Oh, and we did get a 4-star punisher. He's already maxed out anyway. That doesn't really happen all too often. And we got our 300 units there. We're going to go back into the gameplay and we're going to spend 100 of that on revives. And sometimes that's what has to happen if you're not... So it's good to grind and keep those battleships for when you need to do something like this. We're going to revive the champions to 40%. Right? And I'd rather spend 100 on get all champions revived than spending 40 to have one and get wrecked and have to spend 40 more. So it's cheaper in my mind to just spend the 100, revive everyone just in case you make a mistake. You have 4 more champions to go with. But here is the champion that I'm going to bring to the battleground. And this is going to be Archangel. Now look at this game, folks. We at 40%, Mole Man is at 58%. We're going to parry and heavy, parry and heavy, parry and heavy. We're not taking 8 seconds or more. And look at the neurotoxin and the bleed. We're going to parry. We're going to wait for that parry. We're going to bait him, wait for the parry. Neurotoxin, parry, neurotoxin. There we go. We're going to just give him some time. We're going to run into him. We're not going to hit into his block. We're not going to fall for that. And that's it. He's in the bin. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Hope you liked the tip. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you get follow-up emails, notifications in your phones when we put out the next video. Thanks for subscribing. Hope you guys enjoyed your day. And work less, play more, enjoy life. See you next time. Bye.